Okay, so I'm actually going to share my personal development. So this is the book that I read today. I read this book to, well, I read this book to my coaches the other day. It's a book that we read to our little Knox. It's called Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss, and it's amazing. If you are feeling self-doubt or kind of down on yourself, this is always just such an amazing book, and it always it just has the sweetest message, and it just reminds me so much of my little boy, but it also reminds me of my customers and my coaches that I coach. It reminds me of myself. Um, it's just a really good book, and I know it's super cheesy because it's a kid's book, but you guys, that Dr. Seuss, he knows some crap, man. It's so good. So if you don't have this book or you've never read it, then I highly recommend getting it because it's just these simple things that can really mean so much. So I just wanted to read a couple of the pages because I think that they're so good. This is one of my favorite quotes from this book. It says, "You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you are the guy who will decide where to go. You'll look up and down streets and you'll look over them with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not so good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsy as you. And then things start to happen. Don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along. You'll start happening too." I love it. This whole book is amazing. So that's your goal, is to look this up on YouTube. I'm sure it's on there. And read this whole book because it's awesome. And hopefully it will just remind you that you and your own 2 feet can take you wherever you want to go.